So 18th May 2021, then semester 7th and topic development of male gametophyte. Development of male gametophyte. Okay friends, today I am going to discuss about this development of male gametophyte, semester 3rd embryological topic. So in angiosperm, the microspores, they represent the beginning of the male gametophyte generation. Okay, male gametophytic generation. So the microspores, after they releasing from the anther or microsporangium, okay, the microspores are pollen grain. After they release from the tetrad of from the microsporangium, so they are referred to as a pollen grains. So the pollen grains are minute in size. The pollen grains are very minute in size. Okay, the pollen grains are very minute in size, and also these pollen grains they possess the haploid nucleus. The pollen grains, they possess the haploid nucleus and with dense cytoplasm. The pollen grains, they contain the haploid nucleus with dense cytoplasm. Okay, then next one, these microspores or pollen grains are the resemble for the micro gametophytic generation. So this refers these microspores, they refers the male gametophytes generations starting stage. So these microspores, they reserve the food material, the reserved food material are present in the microspores or pollen grain in the form of the minute lipid bodies, fat bodies. Okay, the reserved food is stored. The reserved food is stored in the form of the minute fat bodies. So next one is the microspores nucleus is pushed towards one side due to the formation of the vacuoles in the cytoplasm. Okay, well actually the this is the pollen grain. So in this pollen grain, it is completely, this is the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, a small vacuole is arise in this one. A small vacuole is arise. So this is the nucleus. So this nucleus before the formation of this vacuole, it is situated central position of the pollen grain. So after the formation of this vacuole, this is the vacuole, so it can increase, the vacuole's volume is increasing the size. So when the vacuole is increasing in the size, automatically this nucleus, it can push to any one side of the pollen grain. So pollen grain, due to in this pollen grain, due to the increasing of the vacuole size, so this nucleus, it is pushed to the towards the side due to the formation of this vacuole in the cytoplasm. So the movement of the nucleus is related to the position of the generative cell that is to be formed laterally. So the nucleus of the pollen grains, is undergoes the asymmetric division. Okay, the nucleus of the pollen grain, it for example, it is the nucleus of the pollen grain. So it is a nucleus. It undergoes the asymmetric division or unequal division, and it produces two nucleus. So these two nucleus, among these two nucleus, one is very small in size and another one is very large in size. So this one a small size nucleus, it is lens shaped. Cell nucleus, and it is the large nucleus. So this large nucleus is called as after the formation of the cell wall in between these two nucleus. So a cell wall is formed between these two nucleus. So this is the cell wall formed after the formation of the cell wall between these two nucleus. So this cell is treated as a vegetative cell. It is called as a vegetative cell, and this is called as a generative cell. So the generative cell, it looks like a lens shaped cell. So it is a lens shaped cell. Next, the larger vegetative cell and the smaller is the generative cell. So the generative cell is always present near the nucleus of microspore cell. So the cytoplasm of these two nuclei. So the cytoplasm of these two cells are that is bounded by a plasma lemma, and the two cells are separated by the wall formation. And the cytoplasm, these two cells are bounded by the plasma lemma and is separated by the wall formation between the two two cells. And this the generative cell is separated from the wall of the pollen grain, and the vegetative cell is present and floating in the cytoplasm. So it is floating in the cytoplasm, and it is very large in the size. So here the generative cell is oval. It is oval or lens shaped, and it is surrounded by a plasma membrane. So this generative cell, it is surrounded by a plasma membrane. So the plasma membrane that can protect the vegetative nucleus. So the cell wall is but the cell wall is absent in the generative cell. So the cytoplasm of this generative cell has a cell organelles except plastids. So this generative cell, it contains all type of cell organelles except plastids or chloroplast. So next, generally the pollen grains are dispersed from the anther in the two-celled stage. So in from the anther or microsporangium, these pollen grains, they are dispersed. They are dispersed in the form of two-celled condition. So this is the one, and this is the two-celled form. So these two-celled forms formed, these two cellular microspores are released from the, are dispersed from the anther or microsporangium. So the pollen grains reach the stigma. The pollen grains which are dispersed from the anther or microsporangium, they reach the stigma through the air, or wind, or rain, water, or insects, or animals, or whatever may be. They can pollinate to the stigma of the gynoecium. So this is called as a pollination. So when the pollen grains reach the stigma, so they absorb the stigmatic surface of the stigma. Then they can absorb that secretory substances which is secreted on the stigma. Then automatically the pollen grains, they will become very large in size by the swallowing method. So then automatically the pollen grains, they swallow and get the modified in their shape. So during the germination, the intine layer, it comes out through the aperture or a small pore of the a small pore of the pollen grain. So those are called as a aperture. At that aperture means the outer, the exine layer, the exine layer is somewhere, it is deposited. The pectin is deposited in very less percentage. So this is called as a aperture. So through this aperture or pollen pore, so these intine that can grows like a bud-like structure. So those bud-like structures, they can comes out from the aperture which are present in the exine. So this the tube-like structure is called as a pollen tube. So here this pollen tube, when this pollen tube increase in the size, automatically this generative cell and vegetative cells, they enters into the pollen tube. So just a minute. So for example, it is a pollen grain. So it by the asymmetric division occurs into the nucleus of the haploid pollen grain. So this haploid pollen grain that gives rise to asymmetrical cells. One is generative cell and second one is vegetative cell. So around this pollen grain, some places thin areas are present in the okay, like this one. So these thin areas are present in the exine. So because the pectin wall material it is very lowly deposited in that sites. So these are called as a aperture. So in these apertures, from this aperture are pollen pores. So this the intine layer that can grows like a bud-like structure. So this bud-like structure that forms a tube-like structure. So the tube is gradually increasing the size. It is increasing the size. Then it is called as a pollen tube. It is called as a pollen tube. So in this pollen tube, after the formation of the pollen tube, automatically the vegetative cell and the generative cell, they enters into the pollen tube. They enters into the pollen tube along with cytoplasm. So after the well development of the pollen grain, when the pollen grain is reaching to the ovary, at that time, at the vegetative cell, it can undergoes the mitotic division and it produce two gametes. So these two gametes are called as a male gametes. So these two male gametes, they can enters into the ovule. They can enters into the megasporangium. Then one of the male gamete, it can fuse with the egg cell and it forms the zygote. And another male gamete, it fused with the secondary nucleus, then it can form as a tertiary nucleus. So this is this process is completely, it is called as a development of male gametophyte in angiosperm or flowering plants. So this is something about the male development of the male gametophyte in flowering plants. Now I am going to tell another one topic, that is Nemak phenomena. Now actually in Liliaceae family member, for example, Hyacinthus aureus, in Hyacinthus orientalis plant, Mr. Nemak, he observed the embryo sac-like structure. So that phenomena is expressed by Nemak, hence it is called as a Nemak phenomena. What is that? Nemak phenomena. Okay, what is Nemak? Right. Nemak phenomena. Okay, Nemak phenomena. So what is the Nemak phenomena? Actually, generally, the pollen grains, they contain two to three nucleus. Actually, the pollen grain which are developed are the microspores which are developed in the microsporangium. They contain 2 to 3 nucleus. But in Liliaceae family member, the pollen grain have pollen grain with they have many nucleus. The pollen grains of the Liliaceae family member, they contain the number of nucleus in that pollen grain. So the plants pollen grains have 8 nucleus, acquiring the shape of a common 8 nucleate embryo sac-like structure. So this phenomena was first observed by Nemak. This phenomena is first observed by Nemak in the Hyacinthus orientalis plant. In Hyacinthus orientalis plant, Nemak observed like a embryo sac-like